What's up, y'all? It's your boy Trayvon Gilbert, bro. I'm not sure where to look at directly up the camera, just right here. Either way, I'm just chilling out here on this nice day in Oregon. It actually was pouring down rain just a little bit ago, but you know how it is. You just gotta wait 15 minutes for the weather to change. I don't even know why I'm recording, really. I've just been feeling really down lately, man. Been feeling alone, undesirable. Like I failed at, not my whole life, but I really didn't live up to my potential when I should have. And, I feel like I'm just static, just stagnant. And, I spend more time longing than actually pursuing these things. And I know I should, like my health or, just, financial stability, things like that. And I want to say it's just little things in life have been holding me back, but everybody says that, you know what I mean? Everybody has an excuse. I've probably been the big guy, my whole life. I've always been the big boy, the big homie. When it came to relationships, man, it just didn't work out. And people would always tell me, why don't you go for girls more in your league? They always assume that that the girls you're going for are cheerleaders or supermodels. In reality, they were just normal people, normal girls, and I always suck at telling stuff like this because I sound like such a fucking loser, because I'm talking about feeling lonely and wanting companionship and shit. And I just feel like this is how I was raised and shit. You didn't talk about shit like that. Like don't be a pussy. You know what I mean? But it gets to me sometimes. And I try to change myself. I try to not change myself for the person, but just change myself for the better, to become a better person. But I don't know what it is. I just feel like sometimes maybe I'm just kind of meant to be alone. You know what I mean? And it sucks sometimes. Sometimes I just kind of feel like, oh, just looking at the dog barking. But well, that was just a porta potty. But anyway, don't get me wrong, man. I've had encounters with people. I think I have a pretty good circle of friends, and I have people in my life who do love me. So it's not like I'm alone in the sense that there's nobody I can turn to, and I never want to take that for granted. But I feel alone in the sense that the issues that I face, the things that are in my heart, the things that really are making me sad, those aren't things that your homie can fix for you. Those aren't things that your parents can fix for you, or your siblings, or anything like that. Those are things that you have to fix. And sometimes the thing that that would fix your issue or would bring you some sort of peace, those are things that you just can't have, you know what I mean? And at the same time, they're not things that you're owed, okay? You're never owed somebody's affection, their time, their attention, you know what I mean? You're not owed any of those things, no matter how shitty you feel, because you don't have it, and that's just the truth, that's just real. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you don't have to deal with that, and that's just what you have to do in those situations. You just got to deal with it. If you're not happy with If you're not happy with your weight or something, you can go to the gym and change that. If you're not happy with, your confidence, you can work on that. But, certain things are just hard to fix. Certain things that are come from the inside. They're internal. They're not external things. And even some external things, depending on if your financial situation. There might be times where you just got to deal with what's going on, and at a certain point, work on it and build up, your finances again. But for the meantime, you're just gonna have to suffer. You know. Where that means you got to go without food or eat ramen, or the lights have to be out for a week, and it's just, I've been through that, and that's just kind of things that you got to do, and you'll come out of it. I've never been a suicidal person. I've never been somebody who tried to take my own life, but I have been someone who thought, the world would be better off without me. You know what I mean? Or like, I would just want to disappear. I would just want to go somewhere. But the crazy thing is, it's not like I wanted to be out of life. I just wanted out of this life. You know what I mean? I wanted to be someone else. I wanted to, be somebody that people wanted to be around. I would, be someone that was just desirable, not to everybody, but it'd be nice to hear once in a while. And that's why I make these little blogs. I don't have to care about sounding, if I sound pathetic or not. These are just for me. And they're, just how I feel. You know what I mean? You can't be wrong for how you feel unless you feel like someone else should be hurt or owes you something. And I don't think the world owes me anything. I don't think people owe me anything. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of shit wrong in the world that needs to be fixed. But there is also a lot in the world that comes down to you as an individual. And the pain that I'm feeling right now, the loneliness, the stress, all the other bullshit, that's coming from me, and that's something that I gotta deal with. Oops. um, I used to think when I was 16, man, I thought I had it all figured out, and most teenagers think they know more than they do. But whenever I felt those things, like if I was inadequate, if I was feeling lonely, I didn't have any real friends, people that I could really count on, people that wouldn't judge me, people that call me just to check up on me and see how I'm doing, people that, not to sound pretentious, but put forth the same kind of effort and go as hard for me as I would for them. And I just, my whole life I spent, or my whole youth I spent, chasing after that, being friends with the wrong people, giving my my time, my money, all that just to hang out with these fools that wouldn't do half of that for me. But I would always justify it by saying I'm only 16. I'm a kid, bro. I can do whatever. 10 years later, those feelings don't fade. You know what I mean? You mature and you grow from that time, but you're still you know what I mean? And so a lot of those things that you struggled with, you're still going to struggle with now. It's the same thing. Just because you're a kid and you grow up doesn't mean that you just, you get experience of life, but you don't just get all the knowledge. You know what I mean? If you never practiced reading as a kid, man, you're gonna be illiterate as an adult, and it's just how it is. So